All right, welcome to today's Zoom session. This is Rahman here talking to you, and I'm going to discuss with you specifically about MintHub's passive income that is going to come in the future. I'm going to share with you some of the details and basically put some of this content in this PDF, contextualize it for you. So I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you to understand this particular PDF right here. The PDF document, by the way, you can find inside of the dashboard. So when you log in and you go to MintHub, on the menu, what you will see is the PDF document for MintHub. So that's very, very important to go through. So right now I'm going to basically just scroll through this MintHub PDF. I'm going to share with you guys some of the details, the unique minting concept of MintHub, and why I feel like this is something that you need to invest in big and early, especially now while it's in the private sale. And I think one of the first pages is going to discuss those details specifically. So let's get started with MintHub and how it's going to generate a substantial revenue on their platform, which half of that revenue, by the way, is going to be distributed among private sale investors. So if you've purchased MintHub tokens already, congratulations. If you're about to purchase MintHub tokens, congratulations. What will happen is, based on the number of MintHub tokens you have, you will actually receive a share of all the revenue that MintHub is going to be generating in the future. So MintHub basically works the same way how Google, how Facebook, how TikTok, any kind of entertainment, mainstream media, any sports you can think of. If you think of the NFL, for example, if you think about football, if you think about basketball, whatever, any sporting event there is, UFC, they all work the same way. They're actually exactly the same. So Google and watching a football game is exactly the same thing in terms of how they generate revenue. So how do they generate revenue? Pretty much what they do is they provide a free service of some sort. So Google, for example, what they do is it's a search engine. You can search for anything on Google completely free of charge. Now, what happens when you search on Google? How does Google make money, billions and billions and billions of dollars every single year? How do they make that if their product is completely free? Well, it's simple. Because so many people use Google, Google have what's called attention. So chances are that all of us today have actually used Google. You might have searched for something, or whatever the case was. And what you will notice when you search for anything on Google is you will see sponsored ads. So you will see link placements and it will literally show sponsored. So if I go ahead on Google right now and I type in cryptocurrency and I scroll down, what you will notice, and it's odd that it's not showing here right now. So crypto market, what to buy. Oh, I think I got the ad filter on here. But what you will notice is that there will be sponsored posts on Google. You'll see sponsored posts on Google. If you go to YouTube, for example, and I've got the ad filter for YouTube, so you can't see that, and you search for something on YouTube, halfway into the video or at the beginning of the video, you will see an ad. So YouTube provides a free service. And if you don't have the paid subscription for that free service, for example, you will see a sponsored ad. So what does that mean exactly? It's very simple. Someone like me, someone like you, basically decides to promote a product, and we pay Google to share our product or share our referral link or affiliate link maybe we're promoting a product, we pay Google, and that's how Google makes their money. And Google want to get as much attention as possible so that they're able to sell that attention. Google works the same way, Facebook works the same way, any sporting media works the same way, mainstream media works the same way. Everything that you get that's for free, that takes up your attention, these companies do is they sell that attention, and then they distribute that among their whoever has got stock in that into that company, or dividends into that. They pay in the form of dividends. So MintHub is basically going to be doing the exact same thing. Now, a great example that I used for this is Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is someone who invested $500,000, $500,000 into Facebook in its early days. Facebook was still, and still is today, a completely free service. And so people that are using Facebook, if you scroll on Facebook, you will see sponsored ads coming up all of the time. And so those sponsored ads is someone like me who pays for Facebook ads, promotes certain products. I pay Facebook, Facebook paid Peter Thiel. So Peter Thiel ended up turning that $500,000 into what's now worth over $1 billion. So that is an absolutely incredible return. How that happened is that he got in on Facebook early on. So that's the concept of MintHub. The biggest issue now with the crypto market is that companies like Google, companies like TikTok, for example, or any social media platform in particular, they don't like crypto ads. I'm just going to mute everyone out now just to make sure we're not interrupted. So mute all. So the issue is that you can't promote crypto products. It's very difficult to do that on Google. It's very difficult to do that with YouTube, with any social media platform. So MintHub is actually going to become a crypto news entertainment channel, and all that attention that MintHub is receiving, that MintHub is going to be receiving into the future, they're going to sell advertising spaces on a pay-per-click basis. So advertisers will approach MintHub. They will say, we want to promote our product, our crypto product on your platform, and then they will actually pay on a pay-per-click basis. Half of that revenue then gets distributed among private sale investors. So right now, MintHub is currently at its private sale. It's not on the public market, so you can't buy and sell it, like, for example, with Bitcoin. But when it goes into the public market, as soon as it goes into the public market, your shares are going to be locked. So that's basically how much MintHub you purchase now during the private sale is going to be locked in. And let's say that I have 100,000 MintHub tokens and you have 50,000 MintHub tokens. It means that every single time that somebody pays for advertising, I'm actually going to receive twice as much MintHub as you, which I can instantly sell in the market. So that's why it's very important to get into MintHub as early as possible, as big as possible. So I shared that, or I should say it's shared here on this particular page right here on the massive gap in the market for people who wish to promote crypto related products. So MintHub is going to be that leading platform. Now, last year alone, as mentioned over here, just on TV advertisements, $223 million was spent on promoting crypto related products. And the number is actually far higher across other advertising channels. But there are ways that a lot of these crypto offers, they have to bypass it in a different way to be able to do it on Facebook, to be able to do it on Google. And it's a big headache. I've discussed this with people that literally have crypto exchanges, with people that have cryptocurrencies that they wish to promote. It's almost impossible to promote anywhere. And so MintHub is going to be that platform where they're able to freely do that. And every time they pay for advertising spaces, you're going to receive a passive income from there. So how it works is that right now, MintHub is literally at its first phase, which is community building. There is already a large community around MintHub. MintHub has already partnered up with some large crypto influencers who are promoting the coin. They're doing it in the form of actually earning commission. So they're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. And it's currently at its private sale. Now, the private sale started at 5 cents. The listing price is going to be 15 cents. So it's going to be 30 times higher. So you're able to already earn a substantial portion of profit just by getting in as early as possible based on what the listing price is going to be. Right now, I believe it's at 3 cents, around 3 cents. So it's gone up from 5 cents, 0.005 to 0.03 cents. So it's gone up quite a bit already. And it's going to be 15 cents when it lists. Once it lists, and it's going to list on PancakeSwap, it's a decentralized exchange, which means that anyone can actually list a coin if they wish. But the moment that it lists on there and all the buying and selling is going to be taking place, what happens on the day of listing, your shares are locked in. So it doesn't matter if you buy if you're buying MintHub tokens when it goes public, you're not going to have extra shares for the MintHub passive income later. As soon as the private sale ends, what your shares are going to be permanently is locked in already. So that's what's unique about this. Another thing to add on to this is, let's assume that you do what I'm going to do later, which is right now I'm investing heavily into MintHub tokens. It goes to the public market, and the timing for it is perfect because the Bitcoin halving is taking place and it's altcoin season. And let's say that MintHub goes up in value significantly, and let's say that I sell all of my MintHub tokens. My shares are still locked in, so I'm always going to be earning a passive income regardless whether I'm holding MintHub tokens or not. So that's the unique minting concept of MintHub. So the way that the revenue distribution works, and before I even get to this, do you understand what I've just mentioned to you now and how powerful MintHub token is? And how powerful it is to get in during the private sale? So Peter Thiel, for example, if he sells all of his shares on Facebook, anytime I spend money on Facebook, he's not making any dividends from it because he sold his shares. But in your case, even if you sell all of your MintHub tokens at a profit later, when the token pumps, even if you sell all of your shares, all of your MintHub tokens, and you cashed out on it, so to speak, you're still earning dividends on MintHub's revenue stream on a permanent basis. So it's a win-win. So what I plan to do is I made a substantial investment when it was on 5 cents. I continue to invest literally every few days. And as I invest into it now, what will happen when it goes public is that I will have a large share of in the MintHub distribution later, in the minting that takes place later. When MintHub pumps up, so the first big pump that usually takes place is the moment that it lists. When a token lists and there's a lot of attention to it, it pumps up. A lot of people are buying, they've already held from the private sale, and they're going to purchase big as soon as it goes public. My suggestion is to purchase big now before it goes public, for the reason that you receive more shares for the minting that takes place later. So as is mentioned here, at the end of the private sale, your shares are locked based on how many MintHub tokens you have. Every time MintHub earns a revenue, shares will be distributed directly into your wallet. And so the more MintHub tokens you purchase, like I've mentioned, in the private sale phase, the more revenue you receive from the MintHub community. And so one of the things that makes it unique, as is mentioned here, is that it should actually continuously grow on a permanent basis. How platforms work is as long as it's not even so much about the attention, as long as the consistency is there, as long as the site is up, as long as it's distributing entertainment news, it will just continue to go up. There will be more and more and more attention into it. Advertisers will use it, make a profit, and then what will they do? They will spend more money to into the platform to basically grow whatever businesses that they have. And so what happens then is the revenue just continues to climb. And so what happens is, or what could happen, is anything. You could end up having $1,000 worth of MintHub when it was at 5 cents, or now when it's now when it's at 3 cents, for example. And maybe your passive income a few years from now is $10,000 a month. That could literally happen as MintHub continues to grow. So what happens is 50% of the revenue generated when advertisers publish their ads onto the MintHub platform, 50% basically goes as distribution for the early bird investors, for the private sale investors. And what happens to that other half? Well, MintHub obviously wants to grow, so they're going to use a portion of that to grow the MintHub community. So they will actually pay for advertising to bring people into MintHub. They will run promotions to bring as many eyes on MintHub as possible so that they can grow the MintHub community. And that goes out of their pocket. It doesn't even come out of your pocket. So this is what makes MintHub extremely exciting. It's exactly why I decided to place MintHub directly into the Cryptonaire network dashboard. It's why I worked very hard to make sure to set up a very good deal for you guys so that you get to earn a very large commission actually promoting MintHub. So money talks. The commission structure for MintHub is up to 40% commission, which is 10 levels deep. And that means it will grow rapidly because you want to get paid. You want to make that money. And at the same time, it brings a community into MintHub, which means that later when the minting concept takes place, I'm making more money, right? I'm making more money because I'm investing into MintHub. So I want to make it as easy as possible for you. I want to make it as profitable as possible for you, both as an investor and as somebody who's promoting MintHub. So the timeline of where things are going to be taking place, and Lindy asked this question actually right now, which is when is it going public? It's going to go public when the price touches 15 cents or right when the Bitcoin halving takes place. When the Bitcoin halving takes place, and this is going to be whichever comes first, by the way, when the Bitcoin halving takes place, altcoin season starts soon afterwards. And when altcoin season starts to take place, some coins, they just pump 100 times, 200 times, they can pump 500 times. It's absolutely insane. I've shared a lot of these results on the free ebook that I gave away. And you can find that free ebook by going into the dashboard, into the Cryptonaire network dashboard, and clicking on that Telegram image, that Telegram button there. If you're hearing hoovering going on, I have the maid here and she's cleaning up at the moment. So basically, I'm going to share with you right now the timeline of MintHub. So like I mentioned at the beginning, the price was at 5 cents. Every time somebody purchases, every time I purchase, the token price is going up because there's more money going in than out. Right now, I can't sell my MintHub tokens. You can't sell your MintHub tokens because it's in the private sale. As soon as it lists, what will start happening is that 20% of your token gets released every 30 days. The reason for this is very simple. If all tokens get released as soon as it goes public, it will create a big dump in the market. We don't want to see that. And so 20% a month also is something where within 5 months, you get to have all of your tokens where you're able to buy and sell as you wish. A lot of coins, what they do to avoid this dump is they actually end up distributing only 5% per month. And so it takes, rather than 5 months, it takes a long time, right? 5% per month is 20 months, almost 2 years, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I've had a lengthy discussion with MintHub, and I negotiated and I told them, keep it at 20%. I will help you with the marketing directly. So I'm actually helping MintHub with the marketing for when it goes public. And what's been set up so far is a 3-month, absolutely incredible marketing sequence with press releases and all sorts of things that are going to be taking place. So I've personally helped them with that. It is my area of expertise in terms of marketing and sales strategies, especially digital. And so I decided to put my foot forward to help MintHub, and I negotiated hardcore for us. I negotiated it to 20% so that everybody can get their tokens within literally just a few months of it launching. I've negotiated the commission structure so that we can earn as much as possible during the private sale for those of you that are promoting. And I've negotiated the 50%. So they were initially going to pay out 15 to 20% of the revenue generated from the minting. I've negotiated it up to 50% for us. I want to make money. I want to make sure you're making money. And so that's something that's very important. So what happens is during these 5 months, there are literally going to be press releases after press releases. There's a lot of things that are going to be taking place in terms of the marketing, which I'm highly, highly excited about, especially since I have my foot in the door, both as an investor, same like you, and I'm in charge, partly so, in regards to the marketing of MintHub when it goes public. So I'm very, very excited about that. During this time, in my personal opinion, as soon as it lists, the price per MintHub will go from 15 cents and it will skyrocket. It will skyrocket, in my opinion, for a few reasons. Number one, there is going to be a substantial audience of people who are already in MintHub, already have purchased MintHub, that are already excited about MintHub. So that is number one reason. The number two reason is the timing. The timing is absolutely perfect. Bitcoin halving is coming up. Altcoin season is getting started. Token gets released. There's already a big audience. There's already big hype in the crypto market, and it's going to pump for that reason too. Another reason is that after it pumps on the decentralized exchange, on PancakeSwap, and exchanges like Binance, Bittrex, so on and so forth, sees how many people are actually holding MintHub and how much of a community MintHub have, they are going to want to list on their exchanges. The reason that coins get either accepted or rejected by Binance is based on how many people are holding it, how big is the community, how big is the hype around it, and MintHub has all of those factors. And so Binance now, they have a financial interest in adding MintHub into Binance. Why do they have that financial interest? Because all of this community will basically start signing up an account with Binance. maybe they'll start trading and they'll start buying and selling coins inside of the Binance dashboard. And so that brings them free customers, right? And so Binance now have that interest. And why do people want to list on Binance? It's simple. Binance are holding, I believe it was an insane number. Don't quote me on it. I'll Google it. But I think it was about 30% of all the Bitcoin in the world. It was something ridiculous like this. So they've got hundreds of billions of dollars that is moving inside of Binance, that's getting traded all the time, where people are buying coins, selling coins, depositing, withdrawing. They've got a lot of money into Binance. And so just a small wave of that on a coin can have that coin skyrocket. One of these coins, I've mentioned this example, was Alice token, which literally went up 60,000%, 600 times in the matter of 30 seconds of listing on these exchanges. So that's something that's absolutely incredible. And it's something that could happen with MintHub also. So that will cause another great pump in MintHub. So what am I personally going to do? I'm not going to hold on to this 20% all the time. I'll see a big pump. I'm going to sell. I'm not afraid to sell because I'm still going to receive dividends from MintHub even if I sell all of my tokens. And so that's something that's incredible. That's something that I'm very, very excited about. During this time, as the community is building, as the hype is building, as the altcoin season is taking place, MintHub news website gets released. When MintHub's news website gets released, with all of this hype, with all of this attention, advertisers are going to be swarming in, throwing money down to get some of that attention. And every 30 days, MintHub will then distribute 50% of that revenue based on how much MintHub tokens you purchased in the private sale inside of the Cryptonaire network dashboard. So every 30 days, you will check your wallets and you will see more MintHub going in. And that's how things are going to be taking place. That's why I'm highly excited. That's why I'm constantly pushing MintHub to you. And that's why I personally placed it inside of the dashboard. It's why I have literally, for the first time ever, put my foot forward with any coin and said, you know what, I'll help you as much as I can with the marketing. I will help you as much as I can when it goes public. And it's why I'm very, very, very excited about what's taking place here with MintHub. So I hope that answered a lot of the questions there. I hope it answered on the passive income there. There are a lot of questions coming in about what kind of passive income is this going to be. It could literally be a Peter Thiel incident. Peter Thiel put $500,000 into Facebook as a very early investor, which is equivalent to being a private sale investor here now with MintHub. And then later on, his dividends was just ridiculous. I think he cashed out over $1 billion in shares. He's making money from Facebook. But if he cashed out on all of his shares, then he's not making anything. But in MintHub's case, even if you cash out on all of your MintHub tokens, your shares are locked in permanently and you'll constantly make an income there. Duncan asked a great question on one of the Zoom sessions here. Who is deciding when the price goes up? You or someone other than you? No one decides it. Basically, what happens is the more money that comes in, the higher the price goes up. And that's because there's more money going into MintHub. Nobody's selling. Why? Because it's basically it's a private sale. So nothing's getting sold, but money's going in, which is what puts the price up. So it's determined automatically based on how much money comes in. On my side, I can see how much money comes in. So I could basically say to you guys, the price is going to go up significantly because this much money has come in. It's been a big day. The next time that the dashboard gets refreshed, you will notice a big price increase. So I suggest you purchase as much as you can right now. So that's something that I can say, but I don't wish to express that. And I'm not going to check the numbers every day and tell you, hey, it's gone up a little bit, or it's gone up a lot today, or it's going to be going up. But on the admin panel, I basically just refresh. And when I refresh, the price has shot up based on how much money has come in. It could be automatic, but if it's automatic, two things will happen. First of all, the Cryptonaire network site is going to slow down. And secondly, you're going to miss out every few minutes. So every few minutes, Duncan, the price is going up and you've just missed out. So I like to keep it manual. All I do is I click refresh on the admin panel, and then the price will go up based on how much money has come in. And what this does, between when I refresh, the price shows the same, which allows you to purchase as much as possible. And I like that. I could make it automatic, but I prefer this way. So that way, Duncan, for example, understands what MintHub is about. And he says, you know what, I need to put money in now. And between the time that he puts money in and I refresh, the price is still the same. So he doesn't miss out. And so that's why I've done that. And Duncan, for example, I'm just using him as a case point here, but he's mentioned I am already accumulating tokens. So I suggest you accumulate as much as possible. After you accumulate as much as possible, thanks to Cryptonaire Accelerator, which is that $97 product, I'm actually telling you what coins I'm personally buying, when I sell it, and what I sell it to. And the secret membership tells you which altcoins I buy and sell on a rapid basis. So what happens is you're receiving all of these dividends, all of this minting that takes place every single month, which, by the way, you can sell instantly. And now you've got money coming in every single month. And I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing with that crypto. So these two things tie in remarkably well together. And it was all explained here on this MintHub PDF. But the reason that I wanted to share this in the Zoom session was I had a discussion with someone the other day, and he said, there's passive income for MintHub. And I told him, go and check the PDF. And it just blew his mind away. I had a conversation with him, and then he said, you've got to talk about this. So here I am, I'm talking about this. Now, commission structure. And Duncan, I'm going to get to that question in just a moment. The commission structure here is highly, highly rewarding. First of all, Cryptonaire Accelerator is $97. It gives you $50 of MintHub tokens for free as a bonus, and it doubles your commissions. So what happens when you start promoting and somebody purchases MintHub is, if they purchase directly meaning you've shared your link with someone, that person has decided, you know what, I'm purchasing MintHub. You receive 15% in USDT, by the way, which you're able to sell, which you're able to withdraw immediately. You receive 15% immediately, which is crazy. At the same time, instead of withdrawing that USDT, on the dashboard, you have an option where you can just add it to your balance and then purchase MintHub tokens, which is exactly what I've been doing. For me personally, anything I earn, I'm just clicking to add it into the balance, and I'm purchasing MintHub tokens. Now, if that person decides, you know what, I like this, I love the commission structure, and they start promoting, and then somebody buys directly from them, this is called level 2. and you earn 8% from that. So let's say that I say, Sadak, you should purchase this. It's absolutely amazing. Here's my referral link. I've purchased MintHub tokens also. It's great. And Sadak says, you know what? Amazing. I'm going to purchase. I earn 15% in USDT. Sadak starts to love this and he says, you know what? I will promote. And he shares the details with Duncan. And then Duncan purchases. I receive 8% in USDT. Duncan shares this with Trey. Trey loves it. Trey purchases. I earn 5% from that. So that goes on for 10 levels and it's up to 40% commission. The conversations that I've had with MintHub to make sure this happens, the negotiation was tough. The amount of work I have promised them was just ridiculous. But I managed to get that done for us. Up to 40%, 40, not 14, 40% commission, 10 levels deep is completely unheard of. At the same time, I am the guy for Cryptonaire Network. I'm the founder of Cryptonaire Network. I set this up, Cryptonaire Network as a whole, because the marketing strategies of anything else out there was trash. The length of time that it takes for crypto companies that offer commissions to go from starting to zero was 2 months, 3 months. The projects would just go down. It takes me longer than that, doing this already for over a decade, over 10 years, setting up marketing campaigns. Even for me, it doesn't take 2 months or 3 months to completely set up a robust, automated marketing sequence, which will drive as much money in as possible. So by the time that I would set up a marketing campaign for something, the whole damn project would go down. And so I set this up for longevity, so that this is always going to be here and you will always constantly be able to make an income. So on top of that workload, I've decided to help MintHub as much as I can when they go public, which I have done so. So you've got all of this and you've got a commission structure that's higher than anything out in the market by a distance. By a distance. I've seen, I've got a lot of, I do have a lot of influence when it comes to people that are promoting any kind of products, people at the top of their game that are actually the ones that are in charge of a certain offers and projects. And when I have a look at their commission structure, they put up kind of fancy details about the commissions, but it adds up to maybe you earn 6% of the total revenue, not up to 40%. So the commission structure is top of the line. You won't find better. At the same time, the marketing itself is on a whole other level. There are emails going out daily on your behalf. So anytime somebody signs up, they're receiving an email every single day, value-based email that also discusses why they should purchase Cryptonaire Accelerator, that discusses MintHub and why they should purchase it. Anytime that the price goes up, as a lot of you have noticed, you receive an email explaining that the price has gone up and to purchase now. You receive it on Telegram also. Zoom sessions are extremely regular. It's every 4 days. By the way, it's going to be every 2 days very soon. So that's another news there. It's going to be every 2 days with a pre-recorded presentation that is going to take any of your audience from not knowing anything to being fully excited about MintHub, about Cryptonaire Network as a whole, and it's going to indoctrinate them. There's video presentations for you, PDF presentations for you, message swipes, email swipes. All of these things are available for you to earn at the same time from a commission structure that's greater than anything else out there in the market. And you're earning on top of that with MintHub. So it's something where, in my personal opinion, seeing other things, seeing many things, being in charge of a lot of things, I can safely tell you, hand on my heart, this is the simplest, easiest way to become a crypto millionaire. I can safely tell you this. Even, and I can say this, even if the commission structure is half of what's standard, it's still the easiest place, the simplest place to become a crypto millionaire. But the commission structure isn't half of what's standard, nor is it the highest, but it's far from the highest. On top of the robust marketing strategies that is laid out for you from my side that I've done. So it's something that, it's why I'm very passionate about this. It's why I'm very passionate about MintHub tokens. And it's why I'm constantly buying more and more and more MintHub tokens. I'm on the same boat as you. I've set up my account with Cryptonaire Network. I'm promoting and pushing Cryptonaire Network. But on top of that, I'm providing the whole service. I'm providing the products. And what I'm doing with all of the commissions that I'm earning from my account, for example, I'm not withdrawing that and spending it away. I'm just putting it all back into MintHub. So every few days, I put it back into MintHub. I'm not going to own any percent of MintHub tokens when it goes public, except for what I personally buy. The MintHub team will only have access to 5%, which is remarkable. A lot of coins, when they go public, they hold 50%, which is ridiculous. They can dump the market. MintHub cannot dump the market even if they wanted to. 5% is what they will hold. And we've had lengthy discussions, and they're basically holding that until it lists on places like Binance, on Bittrex, on the large exchanges. That's when they will cash out on that 5%, because there's so much liquidity, so much money getting moved around on Binance that a small wave of that catching MintHub will raise the price of MintHub significantly. That's when they intend to cash out on 5%. So this is something where we can really make absolutely incredible money, both on the passive income side of things, the timing when it goes public, the boosts in prices for exactly when it goes public, when it goes on the larger exchanges, then on the minting that takes place once all of the coins are distributed. This is a big, big winner. Someone asked, when the token goes public, would you still be able to buy the token? Yes, but it doesn't increase your shares for the minting, if that makes sense. So when it goes public, you're able to buy and sell as you wish, but it won't increase the shares that you have for when the minting starts taking place. So you should be getting in as big as possible now during the private sale. So you buy as much as you can from the dashboard. When it goes public, you will basically, and I'll show you how to do this when the time comes, you will basically just go on your pancake swap, and you can basically just buy and sell how you wish. But when you buy and sell how you wish, you won't be able to purchase from the dashboard. Caroline asked a great question. Will there be enough liquidity to sell my 20% each time, even if I were to invest $1 million? Absolutely. Because what happens here is when it goes public, the moment it goes public, there's going to be a big pump. It almost always happens. If certain conditions are met, it pretty much always happens. MintHub basically has already reached those conditions. When the price starts to, when it goes public and a lot of people are buying, it also creates extra liquidity. So MintHub are pouring lots of liquidity from the beginning anyway, when it goes public. At the same time, more liquidity comes in as the price goes up. So you are able to sell. But I'm personally not going to sell my 20% from the beginning. I'm going to wait until official news from Binance or from a large exchange that basically mentions MintHub is listing. And I'll wait a few days after that. Because when that official news comes out, the excitement builds up and a lot of people are going to invest extremely heavily into MintHub, knowing it's going to get listed. So that's basically what I'm going to wait on until I start selling. And I'm not going to sell everything also at that point in time. I'm going to wait for it to list first. It's how I made the big money from private sales in the past, is I've waited for it to list first on the exchange, but I stayed awake. Because what happens when it lists on an exchange is it pumps so big, so fast. Everyone who gets in early, for example, me and you, Caroline, me and you, everyone here on the Zoom session, we end up exiting very fast as soon as it lists on the big exchanges because it's pumped for us. And at this point, the market cap is so high that the market will just dictate everything. But we have cashed out. So it's us that makes the big money on MintHub's prices going up. And then the 98% of people in the crypto market, what will they do? MintHub's on the exchange. MintHub is pumped up. It's all over the news. Everybody's talking about it. It's pumped up to who knows how many dollars per coin. And what will they do? Then they will buy. As they're buying, we've got tokens, we're selling hard, and then the price goes down. So this is what happens. That's why private sale investors, people that get into private sale tokens, make significant money. But when it does list on the exchange, I'm personally staying up. I'm going to email you guys. I'm going to message you guys. I might do even an emergency Zoom session. When it lists on the big exchanges, I'm staying awake to sell. And I'm happy to sell when it lists on these exchanges, because when it lists, it pumps in a very big way, and then people cash out in a very quick way also. And it's usually all within 24 hours. But even if you miss that 24 hours, the significant rise of MintHub when it lists is still highly profitable. But what I'm going to do anyhow is there will be news on this before it lists on Binance. There will be confirmations on this before it lists. And I'm basically going to stay sharp, stay up, and I'm going to tell you guys when I sell. And why I'm happy to sell also is because of MintHub's unique concept. If you sell all your MintHub tokens when it goes public, your shares are still locked. Your shares are locked, meaning how much dividends you receive percentage-wise is locked. You're always going to be earning a certain percentage of whatever MintHub makes. So let's say that you invested big. and you purchased 10% of MintHub's tokens and it goes public, and you've waited and you've sold all of your shares, all of your MintHub tokens you've sold when MintHub has, let's say, listed on Binance. You've cashed out big. What happens? You're still earning 10% of the revenue that gets distributed permanently, even if you have 0 MintHub tokens. Right? Even if you have 0 MintHub tokens, even if you've sold it all, you're still going to earn those shares. That's what I mean when I say locked shares. I don't mean that the money is locked. What I mean is that the percentage of the revenue that you receive is locked. So let's say 10%, MintHub is distributing 50% of shares. So you literally earn 5% of all of MintHub's revenue permanently. If MintHub are earning $1 million a month, 5% of that is $50,000 a month. If MintHub are earning $10 million a month, you're earning $500,000 a month. You get it? So that's what I mean by when your shares are going to be locked. I don't mean that your income is locked. I mean how much of MintHub's revenue, percentage-wise, that you're going to earn will be locked. So this is something that's very, very exciting. Now, I think that discussed all of the details there. John asked a great question. Will you do tutorials about linking into PancakeSwap? Yeah, I will personally do that tutorial where I show you how to buy and sell, for example, on PancakeSwap, how you can do it step by step, and for MintHub, etc. So I will actually do that tutorial when that time comes, and I'll actually put that tutorial inside of the Cryptonaire network dashboard so you can view it at all times. Because if I email that tutorial or I place it on YouTube, some people might miss it. So when the time comes, I'll add it into the dashboard itself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep this Zoom recording for the next 4 to 5 minutes, between 4 and 5 minutes roughly. And I'll answer as many questions as I can. Then I will stop the recording just to make sure that it's not too long for people when they're viewing the recording of it. Russ said, essentially, if you lock $3,000 plus, your living expenses are covered for life, even if you somehow lost everything, even if you sell everything. It depends on your living expenses. It depends how large your living expenses are. But in my opinion, as of right now, MintHub being at 3 cents a token, it being the private sale, $3,000 should pretty much later down the road with the minting that takes place, yeah, that should cover almost anyone's personal expenses. And more. And more. Are there any other questions? But I will give you some tips or advice, which is get as much MintHub token now as you can now, because every time I refresh this admin panel, the price goes up, which means the number of shares that you have percentage-wise is lower with the same amount of money that you put in. So make sure you do that. Get as much of it as possible. It could be completely life-changing for you. Duncan, the crypto coin for the accelerator, the tips is in module 2. So if you've just purchased Cryptonaire Accelerator, what will happen is you go to the menu in the Cryptonaire network dashboard for Cryptonaire Accelerator. Instead of buy now, it will say get access. And when you click get access, you just follow that instruction there. Caroline, you have access to it already, but I'll just message you directly. As a matter of fact, I will message you directly right after I cut off the recording here. Guys, do stay on. Those of you that are here watching the recording, I hope you had an incredible insight into MintHub token. Hope you enjoyed this Zoom recording. Make sure you show up live on the next one. I'm now going to talk with the live members off the recording.